first, Coach, I think it's time to bring in our first guest of the evening to talk about their big sectional win from the Leo Lions. We have quarterback Kylar Decker joining us. Kylar, good evening. Thanks for joining us, first of all, and welcome to Upon Further Review.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so first of all, congrats on the sectional title. Just talk about Friday night. You guys have put together a great year. It's been a long time since Leo was able to win a sectional. To do that on Friday on your home turf, what was that moment like for your team, your school, in that Leo community?
It was incredible. The past couple of weeks, we've just heard, Leo's been the regular season team every single year, having a really good regular season, and then not been able to finish it out in the postseason. So being able to have an opportunity to change that narrative and to be able to just play well and play in front of our home fans, and to be able to have all the home fans storm the field afterwards and hold up the trophy and celebrate with our group of guys is pretty awesome.
Sure. Talk about this year. You guys run the gauntlet, and it's a tough schedule in the NE8. You're co-champions with New Haven and East Noble. You get tripped up early on with Kokomo. You then tripped up in overtime with New Haven. Since then, what is it? 8 straight wins for this Leo team. What has been the resolve of this team to get back to this point, and really convincingly too? I mean, you guys are putting up 40 spots convincingly. Your defense has been great. Just talk about the growth of this team, particularly within this year.
I think we just realized after the 2 early losses, like this is all we've got left in our career. We've got 17 seniors. Almost all of them are starters, and a lot of them play both ways. And just having 2 losses, it's like we don't want to go out like this. Like we've been known to be really good in the regular season and not good in the postseason. And if we kept what we were doing in the regular season going, we were losing the big games, losing against Kokomo, losing against New Haven. We just wanted to change that narrative. We wanted to be different than what we've been in the past. So we just continue to work hard. We tried to be the most physical team every single week at practice, at film. We just worked incredibly hard. Our coaches put us in great positions, like Coach Dorfler and Coach Stolnick. I feel like they put so much preparation in, and they make sure that we're always put in the right position. And I feel like just the mindset and the leadership of this team just kept us all moving in the right direction to get better. So that way we could just change the narrative of losing the big games.
Hey, Kylar. First of all, congratulations on getting the sectional victory. I know Coach Dorfler's father coaches on the staff there with you guys, and when you go back to school tomorrow and you go to practice, go up to Coach Dorfler, senior, and ask him who his top quarterback ever was that he ever coached. Okay. He'll probably say me, but you never know. But
that's why he's in the Hall of Fame, don't you know?
Just ask him that question and just tell him that you talked to somebody that kind of knew who I was and all that good stuff. But let's talk about this offense that you're doing, because 2 years ago, this was not even in the framework of what you guys did. You were a, double tight wing T, slot wing, however you want to call it, football team. In comes Coach Dorfler. There was a lot of excitement that went behind him in bringing a more, to date offense, being in the spread and that stuff. But it wasn't an early success story, even for you, because it's a different type of offense. Talk about that and some of the struggles that you had to eventually get yourself through, because you're totally different this year than when you were a year ago.
It was incredibly difficult. When he came, I was extremely excited because I'm a baseball guy. I'm a pitcher. I like to throw the ball a lot. So when he came, and just knowing that, okay, I have a chance where I get to throw the ball, but it was completely different than the T, as you said. Freshman and sophomore year, we didn't throw the ball at all. So I had kind of given up on football. I was like, okay, I'll play football just to be with my friends and hang out. In college, I'm not going to play football because I'm not going to be throwing the ball a lot. So I don't want to go to be a running back in college or anything. So I wasn't really working on my passing freshman and sophomore year because I had kind of given up on that. And then he came. And then if you would have been at the first 3 months of practice we had, you would have thought this team will never throw the ball because I was really bad. I struggled a lot. It was really hard. But Dorfler believed in me. There was one game he came up to me before the game and he was just like, if I could make a bet on this game, I would bet that you're gonna be the player of the game. And just having a coach that believed in me like that, even when I was struggling, even when I was not great, just meant a lot to me. So having him believe in me really boosted my confidence. And then, um, as the stats will show, I struggled a lot last year, turned the ball over a lot. And I did not like that. I don't like not being the best I can be. So I asked Dorfler if he could watch film with me and he could just explain how to read defenses because I felt like I was just going out there and throwing it to the first guy I looked at. And then I went and trained at OPS. Coach Charles Dowdell up there and a couple other guys, Martone. They worked with me. And then Coach Dorfler worked with me. And then the receivers at our school, Cam Zeisloff, Caden Hurst, Brock Schott, and Landon Hepner, and even some of the younger guys like Luke Tackwell and Kellen Holbert would run routes with us after conditioning, or some days we'd even go in on Sundays before church a couple times. We'd go and then we'd go to church, just to get better, yeah, because we didn't want what happened last year to be the same. Like we knew that we weren't going to win a sectional championship if we were the same team we were last year. Like we had to improve. So we just put a lot of work in and had a coach that believed in us and a coach that really helped us out.
Well, yeah. And you named some pretty good wide receivers in that category that you have there to throw to. Talk about Hurst, because he made some plays on Friday that made you actually look really good as a course, right?
Yeah.
What is it like to, have him and Schott to throw to, and even Hepner, because I believe he had a big play, and the first touchdown? Who did you hit in the corner route on the first? That
was Kellen Holbert.
Just talk about that group of receivers and having them to be targeted on each and every week, because that's, you've got definitely playmakers at those spots.
It's incredible. I mean, there's not many people in any school or any conference, 6A, 5A, 4A, other states that can say they have two Division I receivers they get to throw to. Like Caden Hurst, like you said, turned a 5-yard hitch route into a 78-yard touchdown pass. Brock Schott, you throw it up, he's going to catch it no matter who's covering him. And then even the guys who don't get all the praise because they're behind Brock and Caden, like Landon Hepner, he scored on a 3rd and 24 against East Noble on a little seam route across the middle, and he just used his speed. Camden Zeisloft, who is mainly a defensive guy, but he's come in clutch. And then Kellen Holbert last week, he hasn't been a starter, and then he got a lot of time this week. And one of the first plays he was in, it was a wheel route to him, and he made a big catch and got a touchdown, and because he stayed ready and he kept working.
What do you know about Mrs. Senawa right now? I know that they've got a pretty darn good quarterback. They like to throw it around on offense. They got a quarterback that's thrown for over 2,000 yards on the year. But what do you know about Mrs. Senawa?
I know their defensive line looks really big. Their quarterback's good. They got a big receiver, number 2. I don't know his name. I haven't seen the roster, but I've seen the film. He's pretty good. And they're undefeated for a reason. So they're going to be pretty solid. They're going to be physical.
Absolutely. Talk about, you touched on a little bit your growth as a quarterback. What's kind of next for you? You're a senior, you're all conference honorable mention as a football player. You were first team all NE8 as a baseball player. You play travel ball as well. You talked about, with Coach Dorfler coming in and not sure about, playing football anymore, and you came back to it. For you, as a great athlete, what's next for you once your high school days are over?
I plan on playing college baseball. I haven't decided where yet. I'm in between Huntington University and Indiana Tech, but I'm sure I want to play baseball and study business management.
Sure. And those two sports, how does the baseball pitcher aspect benefit the quarterback on the football team and vice versa?
I think it just helps. Like throwing a football really helps me with my curveball. Sometimes when I'm struggling with my curveball, I'll throw a football around and try to get the same wrist angle. Throwing a baseball, the training I do a lot of core stuff and a lot of just rotational stuff to make me a stronger thrower. But I haven't touched a baseball in a couple months just since the beginning of football season because when I throw a fastball or a changeup, it messes up the way I release a football and I throw a lot of ducks. But just the training, like the strength training, the core training, that kind of stuff really helps for both sports.
Excellent. Well, Kyler, we wish you the best this weekend at regionals as you guys travel to Mississinawa. You guys are ranked 10th in Class 4A. Leo is Mississinawa 12-0, ranked number 5. So a big matchup uh, down in Gas City, Indiana, down in Grant County. We certainly wish you guys the best. Keep the Lions roaring, and we'll be keeping our eye on that game on Friday night. And best of luck to you and the Leo Lions. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.